When I worked at Ford Motor Company, I worked in a department called engine plant design, and we designed engine plants. When you're working in automotive engineering, you're trying to, in an assembly plant, keep everybody productive. You're trying to get flow of product correctly and all that kind of stuff. Out of the clear blue sky, I get recruited by Burger King for Pillsbury, who own Burger King, and they recruited for an industrial engineer. The restaurant had a single line service system, and they had converted it to a multi-line system like McDonald's. And when they did that, their labor costs went up 4.5 points, and they didn't know why. So Pillsbury told them, go out and get a couple of industrial engineers and find out why. And in the first 10 months of us doing this project, we saved them $1.5 million in labor. And I stayed in the R&D department for 2 years before they said, you know, we make our money selling hamburgers, not designing restaurants. Your future is in restaurant operations. So I went into operations training, and I found out for the first time in my life, at the age of 25, that I like people. And I didn't know that. Wendy's brought me in, and they put me in charge of the West Coast. And I had the 500 restaurants from Kansas City to Honolulu. I worked for Wendy's for 9 years. When I left after 9 years, I was the senior vice president of operations in the US. And I did that for, like I said, a total of 9 years of working for Wendy's. So I spent 19 years in the hamburger business. And then out of the clear blue sky, I get this incredible opportunity to go into retail. And so I jumped at the chance to do it because after 19 years of being in the hamburger business, you kind of get used to the dogs chasing you on your way home because you smell like French fries. And decided I want to get into something clean, I want to get into retail. So that's what we did. I moved into the retail business, and I got in with this little small company in Fort Lauderdale called Blockbuster Video. And they had 900 stores. And I had left Wendy's, a few hundred, but 9 years later when I left Wendy's, we had about 4,500 stores. And when I got to Blockbuster, they only had 900. The first year that I was at Blockbuster with me and 4 other people, collectively, we opened up 700 new stores the first year. And at the peak of Wendy's, we were opening 500 restaurants a year. So getting to Blockbuster was basically 2 a day. So I did that, and I stayed at Blockbuster first time for 3 years. We opened 700 stores every year. So at the end of 3 years now, we had 2,000 stores open, where we started with 900. Now we have 2,000, and then we were going to sell the company to Viacom, and we were going to try to buy Paramount Studios. And so I knew that the founder was going to be leaving, so I decided I didn't want to stay. So I took a job with this little small coffee company out in Seattle called Starbucks. And that's a bigger story, but they had 250 stores when I met them. This was in December of '93, and they only had 9 stores in Washington, D.C. And my job was to develop the East Coast for them. So coming from exponential growth and having been 19 years in the food business and then 3 years in the retail business and with a brand leader, they felt I was qualified to help them develop the Eastern United States for Starbucks. So that's what I did.